Based parenting, 100%. If you don't beat your children, what are you even doing? Come on, shaking my head. Imagine not beating your children. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Ling Cage. Season 2, Episode 2, I think. Now, previously on Ling Cage, we were introduced to a lot more of the ground city and all its, maybe not all of its facilities yet, but, quite a few of its stuff, like what they were doing and how they were surviving. And we also got some interesting information from what I assume were Marc's memories or something, maybe memories through genetics or something, but I don't know. We learned that Miss Bai, the boss lady, is like immortal or something, which I assume is going to be very, very important. Meanwhile, on the lighthouse, they are preparing to head out to search for Marc. What will happen? I don't know, but I guess we shall see. Let's just get into it. You know, this show just knows how to... they just know how to make hot women. I don't know how or why, but just the way they design their women, oh my god. God damn. I'm not even a fan of short hair, and god damn, bro. What is it about the way they make these characters that just... damn. Based parenting, 100%. If you don't beat your children, what are you even doing? Come on, shaking my head. Imagine not beating your children.
西风和北风的留着吧。
会不会打牌？这两张都没用。
反正你店铺都不要，留着和西北风吧。
老婆，这么巧啊！
If you don't beat your husband, are you even married? I mean, imagine not beating your husband. Bruh.
你也饿了是不是？马克，过来一起坐，我们这有位子。
他那么大屁股还带条尾巴，我这儿可坐不下。
不是，老板，结账。
So yeah, pretty much everyone knows who he is, but they're afraid of him, which makes sense, obviously.
马克，你确定需要摄入碳水和膳食纤维？快吃快吃！
我还 还需要补充大量蛋白质，比如秃头和肥大吗？
不讲礼貌。
白老板，白老板来了。
I mean, he's not really doing himself many favors.
白老板，吃点什么？
来个孤孤单单。这是你应得的。今天早上你失败，我可赢了不少哦。
They were betting on him.
要不咱俩一起做局，每天都能赚到钱，新学也不用去了。
好啦，我这次亏大了，赌你成功，我要的更多。
Oh.
今天山石会问我是人还是世纪兽，我不知道怎么回答。有过和我类似的情况吗？你的潜能是怎么激发的？
你和我很像，经历过万念俱灰，都是失去了至亲至爱的人。也许没办法像普通人一样激活潜能，这里才是开启潜能的关键。在极端环境下，人们会爆发强烈的情感，以此产生愿力，改变大脑的意识活动所带来的连锁效应，影响着我们所处环境的一系列宏观参量：电磁信号、物质结构、能量流动，甚至是时空构成。而强大的愿力会让大脑产生最高层次的意识活动，从而激发生命原质湍流。
我今天在激发的过程中，感觉到。
God damn it. It's always... There's always an interruption.
北京，撩人。
麦朵，哥，我吃饱了。
Ew!
但是比连科夫受伤了。
谁把设备弄坏的，谁去顶那个大块头呗。
也是，你的开销不能总挂我账上。
我知道，您对我们家一直都挺好的，但是马克那家伙太能吃了，他的我认为，你多少再给一点。你知道我们家小孩也快生了，家里又要多添副碗筷。
行，
还是老板讲胃口。
回去我亲手把钱给你老婆。
啊，其实也没那么着急。
I'm not gonna lie, I think
你家老二
this boss lady, her character is very good. Like, from what little we've seen so far, she is, I'm gonna say, easily one of the best characters, if not the best character in the show. Like, just generally, like in terms of just characterization. She's witty, she's smart, she's strong, she's empathetic, she's just great. Another thing that I like about this show so far is that it's not all about Marc. Or like, how do I say this? That the boss lady is not constantly dealing with Marc, and she like the characters interact with each other, right? It's not all about the main character.
为了夺回地面，我们失去了不少战友和家人，但这就是觉醒者存在的意义。终有一天，这片大陆的每一个角落都会像你看到的一样。
大家来首歌，搞好气氛吧。还有1个半钟头太阳落山，咱们必须在天黑前把东西送过去。
好嘞。
一道彩虹去远航，海风呼啸卷走了忧伤。
She's gonna die. She's gonna die. 100%. How do I know this? Well, I don't know this, but I suspect that she's gonna die. Why? Because we already have the kind of semi-cutesy girl stereotype character in the girl that controls the you know, uses the controller and stuff, right? She's also sitting there, right? She's the one that I'm talking about. We already had her. She got introduced to us kind of later on, now in the 2nd season, and they've been focusing on her quite a bit, so I'm thinking she's probably gonna die first, and it's gonna be sad. Also, if another character might die, it's gonna be the driver, the fat guy. 100%, because, you know, they're you know, welcoming another life into their family, right? Wife is pregnant. Of course he's gonna die, right? Like, I mean, wife pregnant? And you think you're gonna survive? Really? Hell no. Either the girl is gonna die, and then the child gets born, and then they name the child after her, or the husband is gonna die, and then, you know, the unborn, or well, the newly born child is not gonna have a father, right? That's what's gonna happen.
大人的左膀右臂了。
They just know how to make female characters. Holy fuck! What the fuck is going on?
这么久了，伤口还是没有愈合的迹象。
克洛托苏醒后，虽然一直在持续释放微弱的脑电波，但从目前监测的结果来看，没有发现任何信息。让我去见摩根城主，他是整个灯塔最了解克洛托的人。
他现在的身体状况未必能给你提供什么帮助。
你别忘了，如果不是为了灯塔，就凭你当初对马克、冉冰还有摩根城主做的那些事情，我是绝对不会帮你的。如果你打算继续隐瞒摩根的现状，航控室与克洛托，你就重新找人去管吧。摩根城主一直有病在身，你打算将他关到什么时候？
Jesus.
按照他制定的法则，历代城主卸任后都得原形。如果我让他出现在民众面前，三大法则的权威将会土崩瓦解。C营上次从地面带回了一批贝塔受体阻滞剂和治疗心脏病药品的原材料。等家里将这批药品研制好之后，你再去找他吧。
I do like, though, that he didn't just... Because, I mean, last season, you know, at the ending there, I was kind of a little bit like... Dude lost an arm, and then he was just kind of standing like it was no big deal, and then he got stabbed in the eye, into the side of the head or something, and I was like, how is he not dead yet? So I kind of assumed that, oh, he's just gonna be okay, you know? But it's nice to see that had some serious consequences. I'm guessing they're like sucking that shit out.
光阴之主不会这么快就带走我，做好你分内的事。
你和佳丽对林原者的研究不要再继续了，那种残酷的试验只会白白牺牲更多人。
做好你分内的事。
Interesting, interesting.
星际探索号将带领各位遨游浩瀚的宇宙星空。
这是什么？
这个叫大变活人，
是你的潜能吗？
回头有机会给你变一个。
I'm not gonna lie, like, everyone in this universe takes, they play around with their lives way too easily, you know? There's no railings anywhere, and they just kind of, like, You're sitting on the edge of a fucking moving platform that has no railings, and you can't hold on to anything, and it's just like no big deal. And you had those kids running around on the lighthouse as well, just, you know, jumping gaps and stuff like that lead to instant death, basically. It's like no one gives a fuck about their lives, apparently.
9个等离子环烧坏5个，水晶也快烧成炭了。
把塔上的植物清理干净后，尽快换上新设备。今天带新人外勤实习，即便在屏蔽塔区域内，大家也要保持警惕。
知道。知道。
潜能激发时，我脑海中出现了一些奇怪的画面。我似乎还在母体当中，能清晰地感受到自己的心跳。但那个环境让我恐惧。后来我被一个女人带走。
潜能激发时，确实有人看到过新生的景象，这并不奇怪。
那个人和你很像，只不过是一头乌黑的长发。
Like I said, they did kind of like have that like effect where, you know, like a static effect or whatever, applying her face on the other woman's face, but like because they, let's be honest, a lot of the female characters kind of, if you remove the hair and all the other factors, the faces kind of look very similar, right? So I wasn't really able to tell if it was a completely different character or not, or just the hairstyle / color was different. But now that he says that, you know, she looked like you, just with different colored hair, I mean...
我和他一起流浪，战斗，但最后他却将枪口指向我。
Interesting. I thought it was definitely like the woman was the mother of like a child, but I do believe, yeah, there were some memories that were like the person having the memory was an adult. So I mean, I don't know.
激发设备关闭了你的五感，前额叶的逻辑判断肯定会受到干扰。
I mean, she 100% knows something. Come on, it's never a coincidence.
琐碎的信息可能会被无意识的组合起来，但这就像梦一样，不一定真的发生过。
之前在地面见过你2次，应该不只是巧合吧？
自从灯塔来到这片大陆起，地面所有人都关注着你们的一举一动。
所有人，除了村子之外，地面还有其他人类。
世界比你想象的宽广得多。在这片大陆的地下，除了龙骨村，还存在着其他3大聚落，他们都有独特的方式躲避噬脊兽的追踪。而在地表，也有活得像动物一般的人苟且于世，他们用残酷的代价 换取着生存的希望。来村子这段时间还住得惯吗？想念灯塔的生活吗？
来到龙骨村之后，那段在灯塔的日子才像是一场遥远的梦。
拾荒者发令官怎么这么多愁善感？
是猎荒者指挥官。
I mean, considering with Miss Boss Lady being basically immortal, I'd imagine there's definitely something to those memories.
麻烦来了，所有人归位。
Alright, well, that was episode 2. Apparently, definitely shorter episodes. I guess, you know, they really jam-packed season 1 with a bunch of stuff all together. But honestly, I'm kind of a fan of the shorter episodes, not gonna lie. In this potential situation here, Do I think anyone's gonna die? Nah, not really. It's too early. Well, then again, it is Ling Cage. Maybe... Well, I don't think they're gonna kill a child. And by that, I mean, like, I'm not saying that they're not willing to kill a child, but I don't think they will kill a child. At least not this early. Not so directly. But it is very possible that someone might get killed here. Maybe. I still think it's too early, but we're already on episode 3, basically. Well, episode 2 here, but like, you know, we're getting to like episode 3 next episode, right? So, I mean, I suppose they haven't had like anything big happen necessarily. I'm thinking maybe they're like, hey, maybe it's time we, you know, killed somebody. Like I said, I think if the two most likely candidates to die are the girl who was singing the song, and then the guy, the fat guy who has a pregnant wife, right? Like, come on, like that. I think he's the most likely to die. And then yeah, I definitely think there's something to those memories. There's no way they would make such a big deal out of it if it was nothing. I don't remember exactly what those memories looked like. We saw flashes of them last episode, but I don't remember exactly what they looked like. My memory isn't that good. Basically, what I'm trying to think of is like, assuming that the woman in those memories was her, how would Marc have memories being an adult back in the past? How would this Marc that grew up on the lighthouse have those memories? I'm thinking maybe, like, again, like a genetic memory thing where maybe those were his father's memories, because I did think that maybe she would be like his mother and the father was, I don't know, maybe? I mean, how would Marc have those memories? It'd be one thing if, you know, this guy was just introduced and, you know, didn't have a past. Then you could have all kinds of other possibilities like time travel or, you know, whatever the fuck, right? But we know this Marc. We saw flashbacks of him as a child on the lighthouse, so it's like, how would he have memories like that? The only thing I can think of is like a genetic connection. So maybe it's kind of like I thought it was, where he is a clone, right? Maybe the real Marc was, you know, hanging out with her back in the past, and then they cloned his ass, or took his DNA, and then cloned his ass like a million times, right, in that facility, and then he is just one of those clones. But I don't know. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of Ling Cage Season 2. We shall be back next time. Until then, I shall bid you adieu, ladies and gentlemen.